Hey, it's John. Welcome back to the show and welcome to an album review. On today's show, I am going to rank the latest album by the wonderful R&B singer-songwriter James Hunter, the James Hunter 6 with Off the Fence. This was released on January 16, 2026 on Easy Eye Sound. This is their first release on that label. Their previous several albums were released on Daptone Records. This is the first proper studio album by the James Hunter Six since Nick of Time in 2020. There was a compilation called With Love that came out in 2022, which was a compilation of love songs from several of the Daptone Records releases. So, James Hunter 6, Off the Fence. This continues the winning streak of the wonderful songs by James Hunter, which have this very strong R&B Northern Soul feel with a production that sounds straight out of 1962. Everything that the band is playing here is in its right place. They have the perfect accompaniment for each song. Wonderful release. It does sound like it's mono, just like the previous albums did, and a little bit of a mellower album, in my opinion, compared to some of the previous albums, most notably Minute by Minute and Hold On. So, this is the album. The packaging's not too great, but we do have a wonderful reflective photo of James here when you open this up. The liner notes are right in here, and all you're going to get is lyrics to all 12 tracks. This is 12 tracks, just under 40 minutes, and the actual liner notes are only right here. The CD itself is going to come out right here. I know my good friend Mr. Davy Cretan would not be happy with this kind of packaging. Now, if you compare it to Nick of Time didn't give us lyrics, but we did have a proper CD holder here so you can snap that CD in there and it wasn't going to fall out on you. This one may fall out of the case on you, just to let you know that. The musicians who play on this album are James Hunter on vocals, guitar, and harmonica, Miles Weeks on double bass, Rudy Album Pet Shower on drums, Andrew Kingslow on keyboards and percussion, Michael Buckley on baritone saxophone, and Drew Vanderwinkle on tenor saxophone. Their band, the James Hunter Six, has had a rotating band throughout the years. For the longest time, all the members were from the United Kingdom. Now, a lot of the members are from the United States. All the songs that were written on here by James Hunter, except for one track, which is a co-write, and I will get into that. And like the last several albums by James Hunter slash James Hunter 6, this is a Bosco Man production. So let's get into the tracks on the album. We open with the very catchy Two Birds for One Stone. It starts out with drums, and then you have James singing the last line of the chorus, and then that piano line comes in. It's very rollicking, very catchy. This is the hook of the track. We got some nice harmonies on here. You have them throughout the album. This, along with the next track, is stretched out a little bit by James Hunter 6 standards. Normally, they don't have a song hit 4 minutes. They have a few that come closer and one that goes over 4 minutes. There's nice harmonies throughout, as I said. The bridge is very, very good on this as well. Nice song to open this album. The next track is Let Me Out of This Love. This is one of several tracks on here that are mellower, more mid-paced. What I will say with this album, it does have a mellower feel to it. And I think what happened was when they put out With Love, which was very mellow all the way through, they kind of kept that feeling going with the songwriting on here, although there are some really upbeat songs on here as well. So this is very classy horns to it. It starts with the chorus, just like Two Birds for One Stone does. Nice start, stop rhythm in here. And it has some great interplay with the horn section throughout the track. Next track is Gunshy. This is the only co-write on the album. This was co-written by James Hunter and Miles Weeks. To me, this is one of the two best songs on the album. They put out a single and a video for this, and I will let you know where you can watch that video a little bit later here. This is very upbeat, very, very catchy, fantastic chorus. Nice call and response on that chorus. One of those great, oh, I love her, but I don't know how to approach her type songs. We've all been there once in our life. Nice guitar lines on here. The horns are fading in and out very well. Nice sax solo. Everything on this track works. This is a killer. Next song is Believe It When I See It. This has more of a mondo rhythm. Nice chorus on it. Rollicking piano. The interplay between the piano and the horns works very, very well. And you got some wonderful ad-libbing by James during the fade out. Here and Now, this is definitely one of the more mellower tracks on here. We got a few tracks like this on here that have more of an island feel. The guitars on here are very sparse, as is the keyboards. It's more the vocal melody that's leading the way on this one. We got a tasty guitar solo on here where every note counts. Nothing showy. It's just all in its right place. Next track is Off the Fence, the title song. This is one of the stronger tracks on the album, in my opinion. This is more upbeat. It's rousing, but it's rousing by James Hunter Sticks standards. So this isn't a rocker. It's just more upbeat than what you previously have on this album. There's a nice bridge on here, and that's when the organ kicks in on the song. And I think that really brings this song up a notch. Nice groove laid down by the rhythm section on this one. They do a great job throughout, but you really notice it on this track. And nice wordplay from James on this as well. Ain't That a Trip? Ain't That a Trip is a duet with James Hunter and Van Morrison. As many James Hunter fans will know, he got his big break by working with Van Morrison after Van Morrison heard his James Hunter's first solo album. And from there, James would tour with Van Morrison as part of his band. You can hear James on the Live in San Francisco album, as well as the Days Like This album that came out right after that one. But this has more of a blues feel to it. It's very, very catchy. We got a nice harmonica solo on here from James, and he comes back in at the end during the fade out as well. We got some nice guitar lines on here. We have a nice guitar solo after that harmonica solo. And once again, that comes in on the fade out as well. One of the stronger tracks on here, certainly. One for Ripley, like Here and Now, has more of a island feel to it. Very, very mellow, more musical than Here and Now. However, this has a very 50s feel. This is a good song. Trouble Comes Calling, one of the more upbeat songs on here, and certainly one of the catchiest songs on here. Fantastic chorus. The piano playing on this is very classy, very, very spirited song. It is a wonderful track. Particular, this is quieter, more tranquil. It should be called It's a Lovely Day, because that's the lyric that you always hear the most often, because and when they begin every verse on here, it starts with It's a Lovely Day. So that is what really sticks with you. Piano lines on here are very classy. Nice rolls on here. It plays like a vocal jazz ballad. That I will say. It's very, very good, but it's very mellow. A Sure Thing, along with Gunshy, are my favorite songs on the album. This plays like classic 60s R&B. You've got tracks like this throughout the James Hunter catalog. This is wonderful. Great hook with the horn line. Very catchy. It could have been a hit single back in the 60s. It's wonderful. The harmonies on here are excellent. It has a very sing-along chorus. Very, very strong. Last track is Only a Fool. Only a Fool's pretty mellow. Very mellow track to end the album. It's carried by that nice vocal line. Everything is very mellow here, like the guitars and the piano, very sparse. It's a vocal melody, it's carrying it. It's a nice way to end this album. And this is James Hunter 6, Off the Fence. If you like any of the other albums by James Hunter slash James Hunter 6, you'll certainly like this one. Like Nick of Time from 2020, I would give this an 8.5. I would just say that this is a little mellower to his previous releases. And I wanted to talk about this album because I'm going to see the James Hunter 6 for the fourth time 2 days after this review comes out on April 18. I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to see the James Hunter 6 again, but saw him 3 consecutive years in 16, 17, 18. He hasn't played the States too much since then, but fortunately he's come back to Sellersville on April 20, and it'll be a pleasure to be there. The James Hunter 6 put on a fantastic show. 25 songs, about an hour and 20 minutes. They come in, they just hit you with all this great music. James has a lot of charisma. He doesn't talk a lot to the crowd, but he oozes charisma. He's not a storyteller by any means. He just has a great rapport, and the band always bring it. So, James Hunter 6, Off the Fence. Are you a fan of the James Hunter 6? And if so, what do you think of this album? What are your favorite tracks on this album? Do you know any of his earlier releases? This is one of his releases that was up for a Grammy for Best Contemporary Blues Album in 2006. People Gonna Talk. This is one of my favorite albums from 2006, and I'll be talking about that when I put that episode out in May. Excellent catalog. Definitely check out James Hunter 6's YouTube page, or James Hunter's YouTube page, where you can listen to all of the US releases, and they have some singles. They still put out singles on 45 Records, and they have a lot of the videos out there as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. Do what you love, and I'll talk to you soon.